BG dollars, and today we're looking at the 2022 stock market crash because we've had a terrible year. Ever since really January the 1st, it's just been downhill from there. Obviously, people have lost a lot of money and people are still buying and hoping that it will turn around and we'll suddenly get a massive boom, but I don't think that's happening. I'm going to be going through a report that I read actually. It was very, very interesting and I agreed with a lot of what he said, and it's about when the market reverses, how we're going to make a lot of money in this coming sort of recession or this drawback in stocks. So that is very interesting. That is going to come. Please do subscribe, obviously, leave a like, comment on what stocks you're in. Are you a short or long? I'm interested to know. And yeah, of course, if you are long in this period, you have just been getting devastated every single day. And it's been a shit show in the market. Let's just say, I don't know why you're long at this point. You may as well go short. Right, if my light does keep flickering on and off, that's just because I think the bulb's going in it. So that's just what we've got to put up with today. But anyway, look, 2022, as we can see, boom, this is the start of the year, 3rd of Jan. And we've just been going down, trading up, down. These are my two trend lines. I've been trading off them throughout this year. I bought down here, sold up here, been making big money, and I've got a lot of shorts on the go. Of course, I'm waiting for this black line here and this next trend line here where there could be possible market bounces. So I'll be getting into that buying and buying here. Who knows? That is what I'm looking at the 350 mark and then all the way down here, maybe at the 335 mark. I still believe we have a long way to go. Let's get into this report and see how we're going to make big money in this recession. It was by this guy, Meet Luke Lango. I've never really heard of him, but I liked a lot of what he said in this, and there's a lot to go through. So, as I said, do subscribe if you're still watching. Let me know what you're in, and yeah, 2022 stock market crash, the finale before a 50% plus boom. Now, he believes there's only one thing I disagree in this report, and that is when the boom will happen. I don't think the boom is coming up. He thinks it will happen soon, but everything else I agree with. Every time stock market crashes, it usually ends with a bang. Very true, all right? Very, very true. Every time a crash ends, you get a capitulation in the markets. It's a big, big drop, very sudden. And yeah, look, 20% normally over the course of 15 trading days. Yeah, honestly, in a week or 2 weeks, the markets just frantically go down. And that's when the Fed step in and boom, the market starts to go upwards again. So today, the Fed is raking further and faster than ever before, and something will break. Yes, of course, prices of real and financial assets are collapsing. I think this collapse accelerates over the next few weeks, leading to some of the markets breaking. Look, I think the collapse will carry on, and I don't think we're seeing anything changing anytime soon. I think we're going to have this for another year or so, which is why I've loaded up on the shorts, and I'll keep loading up on the shorts. Every time a bounce comes up, boom, I think it's a bear market rally. Boom, I short the market again, and I'm just continually making money on these things. As I said, look, in this instance here, right here, boom, bear market rally, boom, I sold literally here at 416, I remember selling at. So it's round about here. But yeah, obviously the highs of this one at this sort of green line here, and boom, yeah, we poked up a little bit, but boom, we're back straight down, 357. I'm in the money. The US stock market has been crashing all year long. You say SP 500 is down 23.3% for its first 184 trading days. Makes 2022 the 4th worst year in the stock market history. Now, the stock market has obviously been going for a century, like literally the longest. I'm not sure when the year the stock market actually started. Let's have a little look. S&P 500 start date. Enter. Foundation 1957, 65 years ago. I swear it was created before then. It was introduced in 1957. Okay, we'll go with that then. 65 years, 4th worst year in 65 years. Obviously, it just shows that it's been dreadful. That crash upon us, it will be the fast and very painful, and a lot of folks will run for cover during this bear market's final leg. Of course, he's talking about the final sort of capitulation when it drops like a flipping bullet, like a rock. That is when people will be buying it up, and that is when you want. Here we are at the grand finale. He'll go on to speak more about it. The stock market is truly bottom. All the sellers need to be exhausted. For all the sellers to be exhausted, you need capitulation. Everyone needs to throw in the towel. Consensus that the end of the world is near. That is what we're looking for in the market. I 100% believe that. That is what I'm waiting for. That is not happening just yet, and I don't believe it's going to happen anytime soon. It really does end with a bang. There we are, look. Our analysis suggests that this bang will be quantified by a sharp 20% sell-off over the course of, honestly, everyone panics. It's sell everywhere, bomb, sell, sell, sell. You see it on the news everywhere, bomb. It's absolute mayhem. That's when you know the market's going to turn around, because realistically, the politicians, everyone has to get involved to, sort it out, because otherwise it just goes to shit. And they can't be having that, because that's just bad for the nation. But of course, that's not happening. Yes, stocks are going down. Of course they are. Look, 2022, it's been dreadful, terrible year. But you haven't seen that panic, mayhem, bomb headlines everywhere. Everyone's throwing this out. The world's going to end, all this, that. You haven't seen that yet. You haven't seen that. That's what I'm talking about. Bomb, COVID. Look, we dropped like a bullet in just 2-3 weeks. This has been over 6 months. How many? 9, 10 months now. We're into October. This drop's been over 10 months. So that is nothing compared to a bomb, quick 2-3 week, all the way down to here. That is what we're looking for, a big drop like that in 2 weeks. That happens, that's when I look to buy, because I know that politicians now will step in to try and, stabilise the markets, and that's when we go for a boom. Here we are, look, we haven't had that grand finale yet in 2022. Currently, stocks are about 11% off their trading highs. At the worst year, stocks were just 12%. In other words, we haven't had that fast and furious capitulation sell-off that typically marks a bear market end. Honestly, the end of the selling is when we'll have a fast and furious sell-off. Everything goes manic. Something is going to break. I do believe that as well. Fed is currently embarking on the fastest, most aggressive rate hiking. Obviously, the interest rates are going up faster than ever. We've never seen this sort of interest rate hikes before by the Fed, which just goes to show that something will happen in the markets, which is what I'm waiting for. The big, huge sell-off, oh no, the world's going to end bomb. That's when I buy in straight like that, which is not yet. And there's the chart for it. The Fed is hiking further and faster than any time in modern history. 2022 bomb, and that's why I love this this sort of this story on here on the internet. I was reading through it and I was like, yes, let's make a YouTube video on this. Every time the Fed rate like this, something breaks. Today the Fed is hiking rates further and faster than ever before. Something will break. The only question is what and when. Well, the markets will break, the stocks will break, and when, I'm not too sure, but when they do break, we see mayhem, and that's when you need to be buying, but not yet. Still be shorting at this point. We think the real and financial asset bubbles will break, and within the next few weeks. I disagree. That's the only thing I disagree in this whole report. Next few weeks. No, I don't think that. He could be right, though. I could be wrong. I could be right. He could be wrong. Who knows? But I am agreeing that it will end with a tumble, a crumble, a flipping devastation. It just ends in panic mode. That's how it ends. Which is not yet at all. Next few weeks, I don't think it will be happening in the next few weeks either. I think we're looking at late 2023, early 2024. That is when we're going to be in the shitter. So until then, I'm a short, mate, and I'm going to carry on shorting. The bond market is already crumbling. That is true. The bond markets are crumbling, especially in the UK. Bond prices are at multi-year lows. The yields on them are huge. It's just coming up to a bit of a mayhem in the bond market for the UK, but I think that's just due to that Kwasi Kwarteng guy not knowing what he's doing. Commodity prices are collapsing. Huge plunge in oil, but really, is there a huge plunge in oil? Look, let's get up the oil chart. It's not really a huge plunge. This is where, again, I disagree. That is what we've had. It's nothing like a plunge, really. Look what happened in COVID. Boom. We went all the way down to 1. We went below 0 for oil in COVID. Imagine if you bought then. Boom. Look where we're at now, 100. But look, $80 we're at. Boom. There's nothing like a plunge. Plunge, again, we need to be down to $20, $10, something like those lines. That is what we need to see. So again, I don't agree with him quite on commodity collapsing, huge plunge in oil. But of course, yeah, they are falling. They are falling. Bonds will probably drop to a level where yields become almost unmanageable. Of course, yeah, we are seeing yields very, very high, and that's why Bank of England stepped in and started buying bonds, started doing QE again, because the yields are getting too high for the government to pay back. Their debts were just becoming unmanageable, just like it says here. Stocks probably drop another 10% to levels where real panic sets in. I think stocks will continue to sell, and I think it's more than 10%. I think when panic sets in on Wall Street, it's still a long way away. Big rally ahead. It happens like clockwork. Now, let's just go and see what he's talking about here. Here's the funny thing about the Fed. Depending on what the market needs, it's both a killer and a savior. That is, its rate hike cycles tend to break things. But once things fall apart, the Fed enters a rate cut cycle and saves the day. It is a killer and a saviour. The Fed forced the markets into a plunge, recession, bomb, all fears come up, and then the Fed come in and everything goes boom period, and everything starts rising, and it does happen like clockwork. For the past 65 years since the S&P 500 started, it's happened every single time, and I don't think it will be any different today. I think history will just carry on repeating itself, because that is how the fiat system, the monetary system works, and that is how the markets have always worked out, and they always will do, in my opinion. In 1989, look, Fed swooped in with a series of rate cuts. It lasted 3 years and boosted the stock market to 50 plus returns. Again, in 1995, the US economy crumbled. Fed swooped in a series of rate cuts, 200 plus multi-year melt up. When the internet industry broke in 2001, the Fed cuts empowered 100% rise in stocks over the next few years. Again, in 2008, the Fed cut rates and started a 10-year market bull run. And now we're starting to raise rates, which means stocks go down. And when the Fed cuts rates, stocks go up. Again, have you ever heard the saying, don't fight the Fed? It's quite a common one on the internet with memes and social media. If you do fight the Fed, you do kind of get sparkled, which is what happening now. People, you're still going long on stocks, you're fighting the Fed because the Fed want to bring down inflation, they want a quantitative tightening, they want to reduce money in circulation, companies will shrink, stocks will go down in value, asset prices will go down. That is what the Fed is after right now. Okay, and of course they will come in and it will all change. We will want economic growth again. That will change when obviously inflation starts to come down to manageable levels, down to their target of 2%. That is what will happen then, okay? So that's what we got to keep on remembering. Stocks don't go up or down forever. Remember that as well. You know, they're currently going downwards. Bomb, that's not going to last forever. You know, we've got to be ready and have money waiting for when the big boom period comes. But the bottom is close. I don't believe that. I believe in the capitulation. I believe when there's manic selling, boom, that's the time to buy. But I don't think the bottom is close at all. Biggest stock market returns of this century happened in 12 months after bear market bottoms. Very true. If we're really just weeks away from this market bottom, then your chance to strike it rich is just weeks away. I don't think your chance to strike it rich is just weeks away, okay? I don't believe that at all. I think your time to strike it rich is months, possibly even next year away. But get money ready now for the time. Because the thing is, the Fed rate hikes bomb. It's going to cost more and more to get loans out, which is why I'm trying to sort out a loan real quick so I have money to bomb. When it all goes to shit and everything goes to plop and there's panic, bomb, I have the money available to just buy in, ready, just sitting there waiting and waiting for the time to strike. All right? That's what I'm doing. That's my plans. As I said, it's been BG Dollars. If you are still watching, you've been interested in this video, subscribe. I'll put stuff up like this, so let's say 3 times a week. Obviously, still doing my CMAP. I've got to do my work as well. So get a coffee down here, do some work yourselves, and get saving for the big sort of crash. Again, it's still months away. We've still got time. Maybe get a loan out if you want. Interest rates are rising, so get it in quick whilst the interest rates are low, and get a fixed rate. If you get a variable rate, then your interest rate will go up still in your loan period. If you get a fixed one, boom, you've got your interest rate sorted. As interest rates continue to go up, yours won't on your loan because you've got it in before they started going up big time. So that's what you want to do. Get a fixed loan, save the money up, boom, strike while the iron's hot in a few months, maybe 6, 8 months away, maybe a year away. Who knows? Save up, all right? See you in the next one. It's been BG Dollars, over and out. Thank you. See you in the next one.